A tool once reserved for SWAT teams is now coming to a school near you, more specifically to the school resource officers in eastern North Carolina. You see, every SRO in Nash County will have access to a breaching shotgun. It can break through the locks of a locked door so officers can get to students fast in an emergency. WRL's Heidi Kirk shows us how they work and why the sheriff thinks more districts should have them.
These tools are all about lowering response time safely when it comes to getting inside a locked door in an emergency response. Rather than sending one of these through that lock to unlock the door, now SROs in Nash County will be using this, a powder, to penetrate that lock. Inside Nash County Public Schools, all SROs will have access to one of these, a breaching shotgun.
We've got to do what we can to ensure that we are combat ready to take care of the community and ensure the safety of our kids. And this is just another tool in our toolbox.
Sergeant Kevin Bissett helped roll them out, saying it will shave time off an emergency response by giving SROs a tool normally reserved for SWAT team members.
You're looking at minutes to hours before a SWAT team member may arrive at a location, especially if they gather the entire group. We don't have that time. So that's why it's imperative for all SROs to be issued this equipment and be properly trained on it.
We couldn't find another district in our area using these. Sheriff Stone says nationally, it's become a bigger conversation after shootings like Uvalde.
Some of the places that have had these bad incidents, the doors have been locked and chained and things of that nature, and EMS and law enforcement cannot get into the schools immediately. And remember, time is of essence.
These tools fall into phase one of a multi-year plan that they have here in Nash County of equipping SROs with more tools like these ballistic shields and those breaching shotguns. More to come in the future. Heidi Kirk, WRL News, Nash County.
Heidi, thank you. Now, look, it is worth noting that Nash County has been very open to investing in these new tools with the goal to keep students safe there. Heidi mentioned the breaching shotguns as well as the ballistic shield she was holding there at the end. Nash County schools also have those weapons detection systems. These are the ones we have seen popped up at schools all over the area and country, for that matter. Nash County also updated its crisis alert system to keep staff and parents updated in any type of emergency. Now, when it comes to those breaching shotguns, there are other schools and other states who are trying similar things to prioritize urgency. You see, this summer, Texas passed some laws requiring schools to have breaching tools on campus. And last month, the school district in Alabama equipped its SROs with breaching tools. Not shotguns here, but sledgehammers and pry bars and bolt cutters. The nonprofit who funded this said, quote, "Every second counts." In 2022, the University of Central Florida equipped its officers with these breaching kits. The department said, quote, "Seconds count." Also in 2022, you might remember when Madison County, North Carolina put AR-15s in all of their schools. The guns are stored in secure safes that only those officers, those SROs there, can access. Everyone, of course, is going to have a different opinion on that specific idea, but it is worth noting that the sheriff also put breaching tools in those schools too. The sheriff saying, quote, "I want to make sure my deputies are prepared." All of this was a direct response to the school shooting in Uvalde, Texas, when 19 children and 2 teachers were killed at Robb Elementary School. This is the same reason the sheriff put breaching shotguns in Nash County schools, because of what happened there. You see, a Nash County deputy visited Uvalde after that mass shooting there. Law enforcement from all over the country actually went there to talk about ways to improve safety in their communities.
I actually spent a week in Uvalde, Texas, speaking with those individuals, firsthand getting information of what they experienced and what they put in place after the events. After speaking with them, speaking with folks in Florida and again throughout the country, breaching shotguns and ballistic shields were 2 of the immediate ideas that we came up with.
So a major factor in that Uvalde case was the speed of the law enforcement response. The DOJ review found that police officers there acted, quote, "with no urgency." The gunman wasn't killed until 77 minutes after police arrived there at the scene. And in the days after the shooting, it was reported that law enforcement were delayed in part because they were looking for keys to unlock classroom doors. But a review a few months later, found that those doors were already unlocked. So finding the keys was not necessary. Now, you might say, Dan, if the doors were already open, why didn't law enforcement just go inside? And what's the point of these breaching tools or a breaching shotgun if those doors were unlocked? Well, if you ask the law enforcement officers, it's about eliminating those questions altogether. What I mean is, if officers have a tool to get inside a school classroom, the question of whether the door is locked or unlocked doesn't really matter. They can get in either way. It's about removing the barriers, mental ones and physical ones, because in an emergency, time is of the essence, and as those officers and different organizations were saying, every second does count. Do you have a thought on this topic? Is there something you think we may have missed or didn't consider here? Anything you want us to cover when it comes to school safety and some of these new techniques and weapons in some cases that are being introduced into our schools? Send us an email, dan@wral.com. Tell me what is on your mind, and we will go in depth.